Hello everyone, this is C Reviews. Today I'm going to be talking about Batman 80 years. 80 year anniversary it's been. It's happened on Saturday it was, so I figured I'd bust a video out before I forget. And I'm going to be talking about his origin, who he works with, his sidekicks, his teammates, his villains, his movies, who voiced Batman, who has like everything about Batman and how I feel about it. So okay, we're gonna kick it off. So Bill Finger and Bob Kane are pretty much the main creators of Batman. So when you see something with Batman, it will usually say created by Bob Kane, and now it will say created also by Bill Finger too. So basically, Batman's origin story is he's the Waynes. His name's Bruce Wayne, and he is a very wealthy billionaire playboy. Yeah, playboy. And when you meet him, he's pretty much a 6-year-old boy. You know that his family's very wealthy, and that he's just leaving the theater. I think it was there's so many interpretations of what movie they go to see. I think it's like the Phantom Opera, but like a couple of them was Mask of Zorro. So like there's a few versions where he gets scared through the movie and they have to leave halfway through, and there's other versions where they finish the movie and they're just like walking out and cut through an alleyway. But either way, they cut through an alleyway, and this mugger obviously tries to mug them because the city that they live in is called Gotham City, and it is the most corrupt, full of criminals, bad guys, everything, you name it. But like it's just corrupt, full of horrible people, like scumbags. It was fucking just a diseased city. So they muggers all around. So they pretty much got fucking mugged. But as the mugger was trying to take Martha Wayne's necklace, there was a struggle between the two, Martha and Thomas, and the mugger, and he ended up shooting Bruce's mom and dad, and that left him in the alleyway with his two parents laying by his side, and that made him being like the richest orphan in the world pretty much, with this like $1 billion company. And it's pretty much, he goes on this like, I don't think it takes him a while, but as he's growing up, you learn that he struggles as a child and stuff, and he gets in fights and all this kind of jazz. Like there's multiple, like in Gotham it shows how much he struggles as a kid, but like you kind of get the feeling of like what he is meant to do. Like he's just tired of seeing all the corruptness, and he learns that his parents were involved, didn't want all the crime and everything to happen, and they were looking to change Gotham. And that's what we find out in some parts of the different series of his origin. That's why they got killed, that the mugger was there just to make sure that they were gonna die and everything. And so pretty much he takes his vengeance out on anyone he wants. But like the way that, I don't know, it's hard to explain how he becomes, how he thinks about it, but I think it's just like he's just in the dark space. That literally is. His parents are dead. He saw that happen by a mugger, a criminal, and I'm pretty sure he got away, but they got him and he's in jail, as far as I know. And I can't even remember who it was, but anyways, in like one spin-off you find out that like it was a big like mob boss that did it to his family. So I was like another thing that you find out, but like who knows what it could be different things. But all we know is his parents die in the alleyway, and he's left with his I can't even say it, his like godfather pretty much, Alfred Pennyworth, which was their butler at their Wayne mansion. And so he takes Bruce in as like his own and looks after him. And then for a while Bruce like leaves school, goes to boarding school and all that, and then he comes back as like a pretty much grown man. Well, not a grown man, he's like in his like his 20s, I want to say, by then. And then he ends up leaving Gotham again, not coming back for a while. He pretty much goes on his journey of searching for himself and realizing what he needs to do to make Gotham a better place. And as he leaves, I think it's like a 10-year journey he does. So he pretty much comes back and I don't think it's 10 years, but I want to think it's 10 years. I want to say he starts like crime fighting when he's like 28 or some shit like that. Like his year one is like really early maybe, but anyways, like he knows his combat, he learns multiple like hand-to-hand combat, weapons combat systems. He has so many, like it's incredible, all the martial arts combat systems. He knows like everything. He hand-to-hand, just fighting styles. It's incredible. Like I'm just rambling on about nothing pretty much, but I'll carry on. So he's learning all this, and then he gets trained under I think Raish Al Ghul or Raz Al Ghul. It's used, as far as I'm concerned, it's probably Raish Al Ghul. I'm pretty sure, but Raz Al Ghul is like the same thing, but it's not. So, anyways, there'll probably be comments about that, how I said it wrong and say it right. So yeah, he learns from him pretty much the ways of like to become a ninja, and he's learning, like, he pretty much travels the world from everywhere, and then ends up realizing that he has to go home, and he realizes what his destiny is. And like, there's, even when he was a child, he was playing, and he found there was caves underneath his big mansion, and he fell, and there was like, he got scared, and that's what his vision was, kind of deal, of what he was most afraid of, and what he wanted to show the people in Gotham what he feared, and he wanted to put that fear onto them so he can control them, kind of deal, on the streets as Batman. So pretty much that's why he took up the mantle as Batman, because when he was a child he fell in the cave, and that, like, he fell, and this big bat fucking scared the shit out of him pretty much. And that's like one of the things that you learn, like, in his nightmares and stuff in some movies too, that like that's why he got the design of Batman, because like he fears bats and he wants his enemies to feel his dread, as Christian Bale would say. And they say that in the older movies too. But anyways, so by the time that happens, he's like his Cape Crusader self. He gets his suits. He has so many different costumes. He'll have like there's like usually, I think my favorite one is pretty much all black, but I like it when he has the yellow symbol in front too, kind of deal, because it's like OG version. And then when he has like the yellow belt, that's pretty freaking sweet too, but he gives it away a little bit. But I feel like I'm just rambling on about like Batman's origin a little bit. But yeah, so he pretty much doesn't have any superpowers. He's known as like the Cape Crusader, the world's greatest detective. Like, he'll be on the streets of Gotham looking up murders and trying to solve like crimes that are like that no one else can solve and stuff like that. And that's what the comics work on very well, that he's this great detective. And the one thing that I feel like they miss up on the movie is that like they just make Bruce Wayne so fucking dumb that he doesn't know what the bad guys are doing, or like shit's happening behind the scenes, and it just pisses me off, because he's the world's greatest fucking detective. How does he not know that his own workers are not getting paid? Like, that's about the Batman vs Superman. But anyways, like, it just, dude should be fucking smarter. That's all I have to say. Like, that's what and I hope in the new one they're making Robert Pattinson the world's greatest detective Batman, where he's not a fucking idiot like these other Batmans were. Like, I'm not dissing the movies of Batman, like, I love them. Like, now growing up I realized that like Batman's whole like persona is like his mind. He is so fucking smart, and that's how he is able to take out his enemies that are like just 10 times stronger than him, or just in different ways more combat ready than he is. It's hard to explain, but anyways, yeah, that's one of my complaints. So pretty much he's going on the streets now, and he's being Batman, and I think he's like Batman for at least 5 or 6 years till he meets his first sidekick. And it's not like a thing in the comics. It was like the first when his sidekick first appeared, it was like, holy fuck, like a sidekick, and he's a kid. Like, his sidekick was like an 8-year-old boy at the time, and like that's, you could say all you want, like how goofy that was, but like how his origin stories for Robin is. So we're going to Robin's origin story, the first Robin, Dick Grayson, aka Richard Grayson. He was Robin at the age of, I think, 6. He's witnessed his family's murder at the circus, because they are trapeze like artists. They do like flips and shit in the air with the ropes and shit. And he watches his mom and dad and brother fall to their death, and Bruce Wayne's in the crowd and watches that and sees something in him that like that. So pretty much he takes him. He adopts Dick Grayson as like his child, and then he takes him in the life of crime fighting for like forever. Pretty much he makes Dick into a weapon, like a 6-year-old, a fucking like crime fighting weapon. He takes him on his battles with them and everything when they go on the streets to fight like the Joker and stuff like that. Like, it's fucking wild. Like, Robin has been seen multiple times in movies too. Chris O'Donnell played Robin in Joel Schumacher versions of Batman movies. So the Batman Forever is the first appearance. You get to see the death and everything, and the second one, Batman and Robin, you get to see more Robin in that too. And in the TV version side, we had Burt Ward, who was the very first Robin that you got to see on like the TV screens, and then after that it became, I can't even remember who else was that. Yeah, there was that, and then there's in the Titans now. There's Brett. I can't even say his last name, but his name's Thalms, and he's gonna be he's pretty good. So I don't mind him as that Robin. But anyways, like this Robin that we see in this first Robin, because Batman has multiple Robins, and we'll go through this why he has multiple Robins. So him and like Batman and Robin, they got like once Robin got well known on the streets, they got personed as like the Cape Crusader and the Boy Wonder. Like it's the Boy Wonder, it's Batman and the Boy Wonder. Like it's things like that I loved growing up. Like I wanted to be Robin when I was a kid. I thought that was so fucking cool. Like it was so dope. He had his own like motorcycle, he had his own gadgets, but like and watching the animated series was fucking amazing too. And then in the comics, what they did was they wanted to make him older. I think what happened was there's multiple reasons why I think in the studio they did stuff that they did, but like I love what they did. They ended up, Robin was getting tired of, Batman was getting ready to make him become the next Batman, and Dick Grayson did not want to become the next Robin. He wanted to get out of Batman's shadows. He was tired of being in that shadow and everyone thinking he's going to become the next Batman. And so he leaves the Dark Knight to take up his own mantle as his own hero and leave the sidekick side behind as a child. And he takes up Nightwing when he becomes I think in his 20s, and then he comes back for a bit to Gotham to like him and Bruce like repatch things up, because it was like a big falling out and stuff, but they're still kind of like they're okay now once he becomes like Nightwing. And he takes up in Bloodhaven, which is pretty much like Gotham, but it's like Gotham pretty much, but like not so crazy, I guess, but it is in its own way for him. It's like him trying to make, there's like lots of comic books about like Nightwing. It's about him trying to make his own name, trying to get out of Batman's like mantle, and that's like what the Titans are all about. It's like Robin, but he's not Robin anymore. He's slowly trying to make his way into becoming the Nightwing, and that version of Robin, the first Robin, is pretty much my favorite. He has acrobatic skills, so he's just doing the flips and shit. He can fight. He knows, he's grown up beside the Dark Knight. He's trained with them since he was like 8 years old, so he knows everything. He knows the detective skills. He's smart. He can fight. His acrobatics are amazing. He's good with gadgets. So yeah. So after that falling out happens, and he tells him he doesn't want to be Batman anymore. But I'm stepping too. But actually, never mind. I'll go back to that. I'm just gonna stick with the Robin. I'm jumping ahead. So anyways, after that, there's like, I think it's like a 4-year gap, or 2 years or something like that. Then all of a sudden, one night Batman's out patrolling, and then his tires get robbed from his Batmobile, and he ends up seeing the punk kid that does it. So what happens is he ends up taking this punk kid on as to be the next Robin, because what happened during those few years of when Dick left, everything got very hectic in Gotham even more. Like the villains got way more crazier. Since Batman came out, everyone got more nuts. The villains got bigger, everything got stronger, meaner, tougher out there. So what he did was he got a new Robin, a 2.0 Robin that was tougher, vicious, ruthless, and that's what this Jason Todd Robin 2.0 was. He was a punk street kid. He would be throwing punches even when the villain was on the ground. It was amazing to see for the first time when when you first get to see this Jason Todd kid compared to like watching like Dick Grayson, who's listens to Batman all the time but kind of like bitches about it, but like Jason's just like fucking, they argue all the time. It's epic. And then shit happens. Like he's with Batman for a while, but there's this one, he's fucking upset because shit happens with Joker, and he goes after the Joker. And what happens is that he gets captured by the Joker, tortured, beaten brutally. But it's funny, in the comic books, they had a vote for kids to vote to make Jason live or die. And I think like the count was like off by 30, so like kids voted for Jason to die in the fucking comic book. So like when that happened, it was like fucking like, it was unreal, because everyone loved him in the comic books. Everyone thought he was one of the best Robins. He was like fucking so badass. So he died, and then that pretty much made Batman go on like this darker path for a while with like vengeance, and not vengeance, but just more solo act that he was becoming. He left the Justice League for a while when the shit happened, and like he was just getting more darker, and just everything that he was doing was just like more questionable, I guess. So all of a sudden, it was like a few years later, this Red Hood cat starts showing up, and we find out this Red Hood cat is secretly Jason Todd, aka Robin 2.0. And we find out what happened was that Ra's al Ghul, his old mentor, took Jason, put him in a Lazarus pit, which makes you last forever, and like makes you live pretty much when you're dead. And he woke up, arised, and he was all like mind fucked, and he comes back as a vigilante, killing all like a bunch of the villains, looking for justice. And then like they make a great comic book out of it. It's like it's a big his whole explanation of why he's doing it. He's mad at Batman for not killing Joker, because he killed him. He's like, he killed me. He's like, why didn't you avenge me? He was like it was just like one of those things where like, I don't know, it was so epic, and it was just one of the like, it was amazing story arc too that they did. And then he ends up coming back as like an anti-hero now too in the comics. Like it's how we learn in the comic books, like Batman kind of forgave him in the end, but like the fucking animated Under the Red Hood was so good telling that story. Like it flashed back to certain parts with young Jason to older Jason. Like it was fucking so dope, and like the ending was cool because like you don't know if he's dead or alive at the end, so it was like holy fuck. Like, and it just ends with like Joker, like Batman has to choose to save like Joker, or like he has to either kill Joker or not kill him, and he doesn't, and he's like, it's fucking crazy. Like it's just so nuts, because like it just, Jason's like crying to him, like telling him like, you should have fucking killed him, like this is bullshit. But yeah, anyways, that was Robin 2.0. And after like that shit happens, it's like a while, he doesn't want another Batman. And as that happens too, like we find out this kid Tim Drake, I'm pretty sure that this is the origin in an animated series, like for Batman in the 90s. It was different, but like I can remember in the New 52 how they did it. Tim Drake pretty much like followed Batman's crime scenes around, got a batarang, like did his investigation and slowly figured out who Batman was. And like Dick Grayson like saw it upon him to tell Batman that he should take Tim Drake on as this new Robin that he needs. He needs a bright new Robin, because Batman was going on a dark path again. So he does this, and then we get this new Robin. And then it's a new Robin because of Robin, the Red Robin. And he's pretty much like he's kind of like Dick in a way, but not with the acrobatics. He's more with his relationship with Stephanie Brown, who ends up becoming Robin after he leaves the mantle too. I can't remember why. I think he leaves the Robin mantle, becomes Red Robin with the Titans, and like he stays with Batman for a while, but not all things last, as we know. And then next Robin fucking 4, I think we're at now, is Damian Wayne, who is the son of Batman. And we find out that like Batman got drugged by Talia al Ghul, Ra's al Ghul's daughter, which is Batman's lover, Bruce's lover at the same time kind of deal. She steals like his semen and shit like that, and they create like this baby who is like Ra's al Ghul's grandson, and they make him this crazy killer. And when Deathstroke comes and like fucking takes down their whole like League of Assassins, she goes to Batman to keep the child safe at like 5 years old. This 5-year-old is like a fucking killer already, so Batman has to show his son that killing is not the right way. He's like literally got taught vengeance his whole life through one of his arch nemesis, so now he has to tell him all this, like teach him his way of not killing, that there's a different way to do things, like vengeance, and like justice are two different things, pretty much. So he tries to teach him that. And you learn that, like, he's a fucking assassin. Like, he's a 6-year-old, he's fucking badass and shit like that. He's a fucking badass Robin, but he's a fucking dick. Straight up dick. So anyways, after that, I think there is... in the Dark Knight comic series, where, like, Batman retires and comes back when he comes back in his 80s, there's a Carrie Kelly who takes up the Robin mantle, and, like, she's an acrobatist, like a gymnast, pretty much. And Batman decides to take her under his wing and be the new Robin for the time being, until he's, like, his time's up at that time in the comic books. I'm pretty sure you don't see her anytime else. That's, like, the only time she is actually Robin. I could be wrong. I'm not really sure. So, like, his other side characters, though, so there's, like, 5 Robins. And all of them pretty much all coexist in, like, the same, like, comic book universe. Like, they'll all be together. It's fucking so badass. I love it. I love the Robins. They're so cool. Dick Grayson is one of my favorites, and Jason Todd is badass, too. They're all pretty sweet. I love them all. So, sidekicks and allies, we got Alfred Pennyworth, the Butler, who's pretty much his... before, like, Barbara Gordon came to the show, like, the computer whiz Oracle, he was, like, the man behind the camera, always, like, letting Bruce know, like, what was what for investigation, crime scenes and shit like that. He still does that for him, and he's his father figure, makes him stay humble as a human and everything, too. And then we have Catwoman. We meet Catwoman. She's pretty, like, we meet her, she's the villain, she's the thief. But then she kind of, her and Batman kind of have this, like, cat and mouse play thing where, like, she helps him, but then she steals something at the end of, like, the scene. So it's cool. Like, they have this love triangle. It's not a love triangle, but they have this, like, love-hate for each other. I love it. Jim Gordon, it's the only cop that Bruce Wayne trusted when he was Batman, when he was starting out in year 1, pretty much. He looked through all the cops, and, like, it shows it in the Dark Knight Christopher Nolan series. He talks about that we need a good cop, and he finds this Jim Gordon, and we find out Jim Gordon was the one that helped him in his death, too, with his parents and everything. So we realize this is a good cop, and Jim Gordon, the, like, street cop, slowly makes his way up with Batman's help, becomes Commissioner Gordon, and that's fucking awesome. And his daughter is Barbara Gordon, who is Batgirl, and we will talk about the Batgirl soon, too. Sorry, guys. Batwoman, and if you're like, you just said Batgirl, and Batwoman is Bruce Wayne's cousin, Kate Kane. She has a CW show that just came out this year, too. I highly recommend checking it out. In the comics, she, like, rocks guns and shit, because she's, like, an army veteran or some shit like that, I think. So it's pretty hardcore when you see her and stuff like that, because, you know, she's, like, a fucking killer and stuff. So it's pretty crazy. Ace is Batman's dog. He's, like, a fucking guard dog. It was so badass when you get to see him in the animated series and, like, the comics and stuff. Stephanie Brown, she is... I can't remember who she is. She's pretty much... She takes up the Robin mantle, too, and I think she's, like, I can't remember. I'm going to butcher this. Yeah, I can't even remember who she actually is. And then there is Cassidy Kane, too, who is another version of Batgirl. And I'm pretty sure Stephanie Brown is another version of Batgirl, too. I don't really know how their origins work out. I'm pretty sure Cassidy Kane and Stephanie Brown have, like, different personas now in, like, the Young Justice League and, like, this whole, like, comic book era now. I think they're, like, one of them is, like, the Huntress's daughter, I think, and, like, another one is, like, a former League of Assassins daughter or some shit like that. So, yeah. So, Batgirl, Barbara motherfucking Gordon. I loved Batgirl, like, in the Batman animated series. I didn't love Alicia Silverman, I'm pretty sure that's her name, when she played Batman and Robin in the live action, but I loved the Batman and Robin 66 TV show when they had that one played. You knew it was going to be a dope episode, because in the like previews when they showed, like, everyone Batman pow pow, it would show, like, Batgirl, like, rip around her bike, so you knew it was like, fuck yes, we get all 3 of them this episode. It was so dope. So yeah, it was cool. But yeah, like, Batgirl was so dope. She in some origins she shows up before Robin, and then other origins she shows up, like, just right after Robin. So either way how you want to see it, she pretty much is a gymnast. she's smart, she's tech savvy as fuck. She learns, like, she's inspired by Batman pretty much, and inspired by her father. Well, like, is it her? It's her, yeah, father, and then sometimes in comics it's like her uncle, Jim Gordon is, which I don't like. I like that it's her father because it's more like intense, because Batman's working both of them, but like she knows that he's working with Jim Gordon, but like Jim Gordon don't know that's Batgirl for like a while, like a long time in the comic books and shit. So like with Batgirl too, her and like Dick Grayson are like lovers too. They fall in love for a while. They have big falling out, but they get back together eventually too, which I love. One big thing about Barbara Gordon is, I think it's like halfway through her career when she saves when she saved the Commissioner Gordon from like Joker. What happens is he finds out who Barbara Gordon is. I don't think, does he? No, he doesn't. He just like goes to Jim Gordon's house to like fuck him up. So he goes to like, it's in the Killing Joker comic book, and as this scene happens, like he puts Barbara in a wheelchair, like he fucking shoots her right like in the hips or some shit like that, and makes her go cripple. And like in the comic books it's like twisted. She like takes pictures of her like with her, like selfies when she's all fucked up and injured. And I can't remember if he like violates her or anything, but in the comic books they make it seem like that, so it's really fucked up. So she's been through a lot of shit. So like she's kind of like seen as dead for a while in the comic books at that time. Then she comes back as Oracle, who is Batman's like computer whiz in the chair pretty much. And then she joins the Birds of Prey, which is like a group of ladies, like the Black Canary and like the Huntress and her, and I think there's like a couple other girls too in that group. That she pretty much stays with Batman the whole way through until like it's like time where they're all done with the superhero bullshit. And then like in Batman Beyond she becomes Commissioner Gordon too, so it was kind of cool to see that. So yeah, that's pretty much, like, I love Barbara Gordon. She was one of my favorites too. So that's we did the sidekick so far, we did the allies, and I guess we can start talking about the bad guys. So the bad guys we got are Bane, Hugo Strange. So Bane is like he's a mercenary assassin. There's multiple. So you've seen the Christian Bale version of Bane. There's like the comic book version where he's a big buff. That's my favorite version. Hugo Strange, he's like a mad scientist who works at Arkham Asylum is where all the crazies go to. So that's like a big area where Batman always has to go, and that's like a fucking madhouse of psychopaths in there. Hush, he's another crazy motherfucker who's obsessed with Bruce Wayne. Took people's different skin pieces to make himself look exactly like Bruce Wayne. So that's pretty crazy. The Joker, obviously, the Riddler, Scarecrow, Ra's al Ghul, Talia al Ghul, Deadshot, Killer Croc, the Court of Owls, which is like a mysterious government that works with Gotham in the shadows and shit. They're fucking trippy. The Mad Hatter, what is it? Calendar Man, the fuck else is it? The guy with like I forget what his name is. Like he's got like Condiment Man. Condiment Man, so cheesy. Ra's al Ghul, Talia al Ghul, Mr. Freeze, Penguin, Two-Face, Mad Hatter, Clayface, who's kind of like anti now. So they kind of made him like a good guy in a way. Harley Quinn, obviously. And Lex Luthor, I put down as like a big bad. There's his rogues villain gallery is fucking huge. Victor Zsasz, another crazy motherfucker. Yeah, there's like Azarath. He's like an anti too. There's so many of them affect him in different ways. Like they each own a different part of Gotham. Some of them work together to take down the Bat sometimes. Some can't work together because some of them are too fucking crazy, insane. Like the Joker, like no one really wants to work with him because he's fucking a mad motherfucker, crazy. Scarecrow is all about like poisoning the whole city with like his scared toxin. Ra's al Ghul is like all about living forever and like making sure the League of Assassins is like #1. Deadshot never misses a shot except for he misses Batman. Killer Croc is the man who like used these different types of steroids, and he ends up like mutating, becoming a fucking crocodile and shit, and he's a fucking beast. The Mad Hatter is just like how you think. He's obsessed with like blonde people, and he thinks they're Alice, and he has like a strange like obsession. He's like a fantasy type. It's fucked. Two-Face, he was Bruce Wayne's old pal, and he ended up getting scarred so bad on one side of his face it made him have a split personality, and now he's like a big mob boss. Same with Penguin, high roller rich guy. You find out he's a like low level thug criminal too. Talia al Ghul is Ra's al Ghul's one of his daughters, who is like the heir, and then like she's in love with Bruce Wayne, aka Batman. Clayface is one of Batman's like Bruce Wayne's young like closest friends growing up. Clayface, so he's full Clay. He can literally turn into whatever he wants. So it's pretty cool. Harley Quinzel used to be a Arkham nurse, like a psychological person that talked to people, and she got crazy from talking to the Joker pretty much and fell in love. Lex Luthor, fucking rich motherfucker who's evil as shit. Okay, I think we're gonna move on to now the voice actors. So the voice actors for Batman, Will Arnett, who did like the Lego movies, Kevin Conroy, who did like tons of the movies, the Batman animated series growing up, the Batman Arkham game series. Troy Baker did the Telltale Batman games. He also did like a bunch of the Legos things too. I think a bunch of the games. Did a bunch of voice acting too. Will Friendly, aka Eric Matthews from Boy Meets World, was Batman from Batman Beyond. Terry McGinnis. Fucking love that one. So we're gonna kick it off and talk about the live action ones now. So live action was Adam West, and that people call that Batman, the Batman 66 era. And that one, I remember watching it like just I loved it. It was just so awesome. You get to see your thing like pow pow. It was so like comic booky but cheesy. Like it just, you got what you got out of it, and now you watch it and you just laugh how cheesy it is. Like it's so cheesy, and that's what they made it for. It made it cheesy back in that day. So that's what it was. It's just a cheese fest. But Adam West will always be one of the OG Batmans for sure. So we got Michael Keaton in the Tim Burton A89 Batman and Batman Returns. He played 2 times for Batman. He did a fucking amazing job. So that was like pretty much the first time Batman came to the big screen, and this is when like superhero shit was like dying out. Everyone was like, fuck man, like fuck comics. And then this movie came out, and everyone was like, holy fucking superheroes, like fucking Batman, like bam. And like it was fucking crazy. Like we got to see like Jack Nicholson as the Joker in the first movie, and in the second one we get to see how Michael Keaton is as like Bruce Wayne and Batman, and see how like in depth he is in his mind and everything, and how the character is for the first time ever. And the second one we could see Danny DeVito as Penguin and Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman, and she was fucking awesome. That one used to scare me so much. Like they both did, because they had that Tim Burton like weirdness music to it. So like when I was like fucking 5 watching it, it was creepy as fuck. So anyways, Michael Keaton, 2 of them. So then after that, it was like a few years. Joel Schumacher got the rights, and they couldn't get him. I couldn't remember if Michael Keaton didn't want to come back or they couldn't get him back. But anyways, they had to recast, and they did recast you. If you guys, not a lot of people even know who the fuck Val Kilmer is anymore, because he was like a big 90s star. So Val Kilmer, yeah, he was in Batman Forever. Didn't really like his his Bruce Wayne, but when he was Batman, I kind of liked it a little bit. Like I liked his suit and shit. They had the nipple. I can't remember if they got the nipples in that one or in Batman or Robin. I can't remember, but this is the first time we get to see Robin. So when I was a kid, I was so fucking pumped because I was so like in love. I was in love with Robin. I just fucking thought Robin was so dope. So like first time seeing live action Robin, I was like, shit. Like he fucking like grabs Batman like this and shit, and he's like, I got you, dude. And he was like, damn, he does. It was so intense. Like I fucking loved it. It was great. But then like that one, it also had like the Riddler, Two-Face, Tommy Lee Jones, Jim Carrey in it, Chris O'Donnell. Fuck, Nicole Kidman was like Batman's gal in it too. It was like what happened was in the Tim Burton ones, they were like darker. What they wanted to do was make it more comic book, kid cartoon friendly, I felt like. And then what they wanted to do was, the problem was with the first 2 movies that came out, the toy sales didn't do good. Like, didn't do good because the shit was creepy as fuck. Like, it creeped kids out, like the villains and stuff. So what they did was they nerfed it. They made it brighter. All the villains brighter, bright fucking green jumper, like Two-Face looked bright as fuck too. Like Batman suit in the end, he had like his suit was like bright blue silver, like it was all for money, like it was a big toy scam. And then we find out Batman and Robin was just was the biggest toy scam ever in marketing. Like, so Batman and Robin, Val Kilmer didn't come back because apparently he was very hard to work with in that Batman Forever movie apparently. So they had to cast someone, and they gave it to George fucking Clooney. Like he literally George Clooney wearing a Batman costume for fucking Halloween. If you watch it now, you can literally analyze the shots, and like they're so fucking lazy. They had the stunt doubles literally like walking towards the camera multiple times, so you can tell multiple times that that's not fucking George Clooney. Like, bad fucking movie. Like, who is it? Uma Thurman was in his place. I used to think she was a fucking babe in that one too. Arnold Schwarzenegger too. He was fucking so bad. Bane was like one of my favorite parts, I think, in that part, just cause like how comic book real he was. But he was so just, oh, Bane, bomb, like just fucking so dumb, and it just fucking hurt. It hurts to watch now. Like I'll watch it, but like fuck, I fucking hate Joel Schumacher and George Clooney for being a part of those movies. Like, those were fucking that was a horrible movie. They ruined Batman for so many people back in that day. Like, I couldn't even say I liked Batman for the longest time because everyone thought I was a fucking loser because Batman was shit during that era. Like, they made like a big fart on that one. Like, there's literally like, you could see all the time they had fucking nipples on Batman's suit. Like, the first time Batman suits up in that fucking movie, he literally puts on the fucking chest plate, torso, you see fucking hard nipples. Like, Batman doesn't wear fucking nipples on his suit, for fuck's sakes, Joel Schumacher. Like, it was so bad, like, I was losing my mind. Like, when I was a kid, like, I was like, oh, fuck, this is so cool. But, like, when you get older and older and start realizing what's good and what's not good when you're watching, you're like, holy fucking shit, how did I think this was good? Like, I had to apologize to my dad because I made him watch that so many times with me. Like, fuck, it was bad. Like, we're gonna need a bigger cave. Like, he says that in 2 fucking end movies. Like, and then the whole thing with, like, I don't know, like, Batman and Robin is, like, the shittiest fucking Batman movie, I think, ever. So, yeah. I had a good thought running. Oh, yeah, like, the toys. So, they made the toys, too. I have, like, the DVD version of Batman and Robin, and then the, like, double features. Chris O'Donnell literally says in the double feature DVD that this movie was literally made for toy sales. And, like, one of the vehicles that they ride is called, like, a hate fucking hammer. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, the one scene where, at the end, where Mr. Freeze freezes, like, the whole Gotham, and they're riding down, like, this big fucking strip with their 3 vehicles. They literally did that shot so they can fucking sell toys. So they literally had those 3 things, blew them up in 2 seconds, boom, a whole shitload of toys, like ice toys, ice hammer, heat hammer, like all this bullshit. And then, like, the big problem was people were complaining is that, like, Barbara Gordon, like, Batgirl and that was shit. She didn't have, like, her dialogue was bullshit too in that, and, like, she didn't have her, like, cool cowl where it's like they just gave her a shitty little mask. And then in the one scene where she was riding the bike, she had the full fucking cowl, and then when she gets off the bike, she takes it off, and everyone, like, it's like, what the fuck is this movie about? Like, there's so many bad lines in that, like, and oh yeah, and in Batman Forever too, they do one of the first scenes that we see, like, to know that, like, Chris O'Donnell Robin is like a fighter. He's like, Alfred's like, oh, leave the laundry, I'll do that, sir. And he's like, it's like, I don't like being waited on out. And he's like literally doing laundry, but like kung fu laundry and shit. It's this, I don't know who thought of that, but it's so fucking dumb. Like, it's like, okay, he's like, show him do acrobatic shit. Don't show him how to fucking, like, fold fucking, like, fucking jogging pants and shit. And then, like, his fucking underwear, like, socks, like, crimple it up and shit and whip it on like a hand towel. It was so stupid. So anyways, I'm getting off topic. So we did George Clooney, Batman and Robin, and now we jump a few years later, I think it's like 5 years later, they decided to reboot the franchise with Christopher Nolan. Batman Begins, Christian motherfucking Bale, who did 3 fucking movies as Batman and did an awesome job as it. And he did amazing. A lot of people didn't like his voice. I I kind of like, I'm used to it. They did what they had to do. They could have used the voice modulator like they did in the Ben Affleck one. I thought that was fucking amazing, but like, I still thought he was like, I believed that chick, like, it was so grounded, so not like comic book nerfy, that it was so grounded that I believed that like someone in fucking Detroit City could be running around and doing that bullshit. It was fucking awesome. I love that one. He's probably my favorite like adaptation of Batman right now. Like, so yeah. And then we got Ben Affleck in Batman vs Superman, Suicide Squad for a brief cameo, and Justice League. And I gotta say, the movies that he was in were shit, but Ben Affleck he fucking did an amazing job. When he got cast as like Batman, I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Ben Affleck? Batfleck? No. When they say they weren't making a movie, like a solo movie with him anymore, they were recasting, I was really disappointed again. I was like, holy fuck, they're recasting Batman fucking again. Only person they recast more than fucking Batman was Spider-Man at the time. Now it's fucking Batman. Batman's been recast so many times, but like, I couldn't get mad, because like, I don't know, it's a really good director who has a new next movie. If you guys ever watched Planet of the Apes, like the new ones, that's the director who's taking on the new Batman movie, Matt Reeves. So hopefully, apparently it's going to be like that long Halloween version of the movie. So we'll see how that goes. So anyways, I thought Ben Affleck did an amazing job. The suit looked fucking amazing. It's hands down my favorite suit. He looked beefy, big beef, fucking Ben Affleck. Like, it worked perfectly. Like, it was fucking awesome. The suit, his voice modulator, he was good as Bruce Wayne. He could look like fucking sly, sophisticated kind of deal, pick up the girl if you wanted to, like, and you could fucking throw down like dirt. Like, it was fucking. But the one thing I didn't like, though, he was like, he wasn't like, they gotta show him using the gadgets a lot. That's what I want. I want to see the gadgets. Like, he has all these fucking utility belt things, and he's fucking not using them, man. Like, that's what he fucking does, man. He fucking grabs the hooks, goes up in there, fucking then whips a batarang, and whips a ball, like a flashbang bomb in their face. Then he comes up with the roundhouse kick to the fucking face, man. Not just comes in and like tries to fight right away. Like, that's what I fucking hated about it sometimes. Like, but anyways, then we're gonna go with Gotham now. I can't even say this guy's last name. I'm gonna butcher it. I'm sorry, kid. David Mazuyos. He Gotham for, I think, 5 or 6 seasons. He Bruce Wayne the whole time, pretty much, for those 5 seasons. He did a not bad job. You like got a feeling of like how Bruce Wayne was as a kid, maybe, and how his dark side like took over some parts. Like the last 10 seconds of the Gotham series, you get to see like a shot of them going up to like the gargoyle, and then like you see like fucking Batman like this, like the kid in the bat suit. Like, it's the year 1, so like I was kind of hoping it wouldn't have been like, fuck man, like it really looks like a shitty fucking cosplay, but there's like, it's his year 1, so he doesn't know like the bat or anything yet. So I was just like, okay, like, if you're gonna watch Gotham, watch it for the villains and Jim Gordon. It's all about Jim Gordon and the bad guys. Batman's just like a subplot in it that happens to link all the time with everyone. It's not really that, like, don't, when you're watching Gotham, be like, oh fuck, it's because it's not about the villains and Jim Gordon. It's about how slowly everything goes all fucking shit to when Batman has to later on come in, and it's cool. You get to see like a couple of cool scenes where like they have like a stunt double come in and like fucking do some shadow takedowns and shit. It was cool. Like, it gave you that hope. And then there was a shot too of like the Joker in that series where fucking like he has a girl and Batman's in the shadows and he knows it, and he just fucking whips a batarang and clips him right in the hand and shit like that. And he does like this Joker laugh. So that part was pretty fucking dope in that series. So anyways, I think that's everyone I've talked about. So I'm going to talk about my adaptation so far is Christian Bale, number 1. Then Batfleck would be number 2. Number 3 is obviously Michael Keaton. Number 4 is Val Kilmer, just because I loved him in the bat suit. Number 5 is a kid from Gotham. Number 6 is Adam West. And number 7 is George Clooney. So now we're going to talk about Robert Pattinson. So Robert Pattinson is the new Batman that just got cast. Yes, the Twilight fuckboy. He just got cast as the new Batman. He hasn't been in a lot of like big things for the past, like since Twilight. He's been low budget indie films, well, not low budget, low, under the low radar indie films, trying to get his acting. I think he's just trying to feel like get his love for acting back, maybe. I feel like those box office movies that he did was just like, just took a toll on him, and he was just like, fuck this shit, like, fuck Twilight, fuck franchise movies, sorry guys. So like I don't know, he looks good where he can dress up like Bruce Wayne, he can have that look, sophistication, slyness, like they want to go for this. It's like he's been Batman for like he's been notified. Everyone knows Batman's out on the streets. Batman's rogues are out there now. That's what they're saying in this movie that's coming out. So he'll at least be like a kind of, he won't be really seasoned. He'll at least be like out there and like well known and stuff like that. He'll have a kind of a little relationship with Catwoman, so that thing will be happening. Like they said, it's gonna be fucking awesome. Like so I'm really hoping. I can't wait to see photos of what he looks like in the bat suit too. Like he already mentioned, he got his first fittings, like his first actual fitting for the bat suit. Like you got to put on full cowl and everything apparently. And like he said, it was like so tight, someone had to help him put the ass cheeks part in, I guess. But like he said, it felt so powerful and shit. And like, why fucking wouldn't it, right? Like that's the one thing I was worried about. Like he would say something stupid in one of his interviews, because apparently in the Twilight interview he said like the person who wrote the Twilight books complained about his character, how he portrayed Edward, and then he went on to complain about, like, I don't know why she's complaining about an imaginary character. Bitch, this imaginary character is what's made her millions of fucking dollars and shit like that. So like, shut the fuck up and dedicate this character. So that's what made me worried for him playing Batman. But as far as I see, like he's doing a Christopher Nolan movie right now. So like, hopefully Christopher Nolan's giving him some fucking tips and shit on what the fuck to do. And then like Matt Reeves is a very good director. He did the 3 Planet of the Apes movies, and they were fucking amazing. I can't remember what his other movies were. I think he's got a few under his belt too, but those were like this is well-known shit, and it looks fucking amazing. So hopefully he can do something really good with the new Batman movie that comes out in 2 more years, I think. Or I hope it'll be 2 years, so it'll be 2021, I guarantee you. So yeah, Batman, 80 fucking years. I can't believe it. 80 years. It's insane the membrane. He's has a lot of video games that came out. Arkham series games have been 9.5 and a 10 like series rating. Like for those 3 games, they're fucking amazing. They're so good. The Lego Batman games are amazing too. I think I'm almost about done. Now we're going to talk about the comics though, guys. So with his comic books, there's so many good ones. Like he has his Justice League ones where he's with the Justice League. He has the ones where it's like the Bat Corp, where it's like him and like all the Robins, all of his like allies all together. They're like running the world. They're like the Bat Corp. Or there's like Batman and Robin, Batman vs Superman version of the comic books. There's Son of Batman, where it's like the tales of him and like Damian Wayne in the older series. There's the Dark Knight series, which is fucking phenomenal. The Frank Miller, where he comes back out of retirement in his 80s. There's the Batman Beyond series comic book, where Terry McGinnis is a new Batman, and it's like the year 2000 fucking like 50, and like Batman's like in his like Bruce Wayne's in his 90s, and he gave like the mantle to this young kid now. So that was pretty fucking cool read too. Batman Year One, which is like Batman starting out, and you literally see him like with his falls and like how he's struggling to be Batman and like trying to make his name well known and scare people. Killing Joker, fucking great one. The Long Halloween, Hush, fuck it, yeah. Court of Owls is great. New 52 one too. Pretty much any Justice League one, like Flashpoint, shows a version of Batman when instead of Martha and Thomas Wayne dying, it's Bruce who dies, and Martha becomes the Joker, and Thomas Wayne, his dad, becomes Batman with guns. It's pretty fucking badass. I loved it. It was pretty wicked comic book read. I'm pretty sure they have that. It's like called Flashpoint Batman series, and it's like a little mini spin-off where it has like all these other characters in it too. So it's fucking really cool. So yeah, that's my whole like I fucking love Batman, guys. If you don't know this already, I got a Batman tattoo on my back. I got a bat back. I fucking love Batman. Like, growing up, I probably had so many Batman toys. I had all, like, all of his bat wings, his bat boats from the Batman Forever series movie. I remember my parents got me that. Like, I fucking can't explain how much I love Batman. Like, I have so many statues, figurines, like collectibles, shirts, concept arts, all the movies. I can pretty much say all my favorite quotes from any movie, like from Batman's. I know all the Robins. Batman's my guy. He's my homeboy. I love him. I don't know why. Like, hopefully one day I'm able to cosplay as him soon. That's gonna be my next big cosplay. Hopefully once I get back into it. It's hard though. It's a lot of fucking stuff I gotta piece together and make myself look good for it. I'm very excited for it though. Hopefully, if any news comes out when I get I'm looking for cowls right now as I speak. There's so many online, and the hardest part is it's a lot of like US dollars, so like the transfer for Canadian dollars is fucked. So like it could be a bat mask, like a Batman cowl that I want. It's like a decent one, $200, sure. And fucking put it fucking Canadian dollars. It's fucking like almost $400 fucking dollars I'm paying. Then it has to go across the fucking border, and then I'll probably get charged for fucking duty fees because the motherfuckers always get me with that shit. It's bullshit. But like, I don't know, guys. If you have any, like, I'm still trying to look for a cowl for Batman, so you guys can help me out. Let me know what's what. I have a few ones I still like. I've been looking for like 5 fucking years. It's just one of those things where, like, I want one so bad, but like if I get one, then that's gonna be the one I'm gonna wear for cosplay. But like I ain't gonna need like another one just for display though, right? Like, it's just one of those things. Like, I love Batman so much. Like, I still, depending, like, I'm probably gonna go all, like, when I get the cowl and the suit, like, I'm gonna do my Zentai suit like I did for my spy, so it'll be nice and tight. It'll probably be like I have it all gray, and then like I might have like a black and then yellow circle symbol, maybe, depending. Obviously rock the cape, my gauntlets, and then I'll probably rock the yellow belt, because the yellow belt's a fucking raddest. And then I'm debating if I do get the cowl, and I do, I'm gonna go white eyeline, white like eyeballs, so my eyes look all fucking trippy, look cool. So anyways, I think I'm like a rambling on about now, but yeah, man, 80 years for the Batman, guys. Like, this year says 75, like, I can't believe it. Couldn't imagine that. No, we're at 80, like, it's fucking incredible. There's so many great people that have been Batman, voiced Batman. There's so many good animated movies that have been Batman too. I made a video of that, I'm pretty sure, early on, like a few weeks ago, so go watch that video, see what you think. There's so many good Batman like movies, animated movies. They're so fucking dark and good. I highly recommend checking them out. They're amazing. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, Christian Bale is fucking #1 Batman. The Ben Affleck suit is badass. George Clooney was a shit Batman. The whole movie was a floppity dob. You can watch it now and just laugh because how cheesy it is. Hopefully Robert Pattinson will be a really good Batman. I'm fucking praying we see something soon with like a leaked shot of him and the cowl. Oh, and for Robin, the Titans TV show now, this season they said that we're gonna see Dick Grayson turn into Nightwing. So we're actually finally gonna see the first ever live appearance. Well, not live it's a live action TV show. TV show now has been felt so live action adaptation of Nightwing, and I am so fucking excited for it. Nightwing is such a baller, and he's so badass. He's got the fucking E-sticks. It's fucking gonna be so cool. Alright, guys, this is the end of my video. Batman, 80 years. I already said that like fucking 4 times already. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and remember, I'm Batman.